Welcome to Action Coaching. We're certainly blessed of the Lord that you join us on today because we believe that God has a special coaching word just for you. I believe that everybody in life needs a mentor or coach or someone that has went the path that you are going, that will be able to give you tips and insight onto things that you're going to face, because basically things in life don't change all that much. They all got certain rules that one have to learn to go by, and it helps to have insight on how to deal with them. And so Action Coaching is designed to just give you some tips that you can apply to your life. Not necessarily to change you. We want every one of you to thrive based on the gifts and talents that God have given you. We just want to teach you about certain principles that apply to you going into whatever you believe your gifts and talents are, and that is the purpose of Action Coaching. And so I want to encourage you to share with your friend and your neighbor about Action Coaching so that they can tune in each and every week and be a part of what God is sharing with us through Action Coaching. Now, on this week, I want to talk about change and transition. It is important that we talk about change and transition because a lot of people do not understand the difference between change and transition, and therefore they cannot totally succeed at the various endeavors they have to do in life. So we're going to talk about that, and we want you to just make sure you pick up some of the tips so that you can apply them to everything that you are doing so that you can have great success. Now, change and transition. Now, a lot of times with changes, people make changes because they have to at that particular moment, or they consider it's a great idea to make the change right now. You know, like when we're coming to people making New Year's resolution. He said, this year I'm gonna lose 30 pounds. This year I'm gonna get a new job. This year I'm gonna have a whole new group of friends. And this year I'm gonna do this, this, and this. Now, a lot of times those resolutions are just changes that people desire to make. And you hear people all the time, I'm gonna change the way I do things. And I'm gonna change the way I've been treated, or I'm gonna change just the way I think about it. And you hear nothing but changes, changes, changes. And then a lot of times, even as we go through life, look like in some case, as we age and the birthdays come around, a lot of people will make changes, but they'll make changes that they're not gonna stick to. It'll be like, this year on my birthday, I'm gonna do this and that. And then the next year, you'll be saying the same thing. It's just like the New Year's resolutions. You make them, and then year after year, you say the same thing. That's because you are just making changes. Even when organizations make changes, business organizations make changes, then sometimes they might make a change, but they may continue to believe in the same old thing and wondering why it's not thriving into a whole different way of functioning. Give you an example. Heard some years ago, I heard when I studied like the butterfly. Now, at first, before the butterfly is a caterpillar. And he's acting like a caterpillar. He got all those legs and can't run fast. It ain't nowhere in the world he can fly, or she can fly, whichever way y'all want to call it, when they're a caterpillar. they're a caterpillar, and they can only do what caterpillars do. And they're going around acting just like that. There's a lot of people in life who still caterpillars. They go to the same old places, do the same old things. They got the ability to do a lot of stuff, but they just keep sticking to the same old thing over and over and over again. One reason they keep sticking to the same old thing over and over again, because it is frightening to do something different. Because a lot of people don't like to change because they don't want to upset the apple cart. They don't want to upset what their friends think about them or the situation that they're living in. And I just can't change because I don't even want to change myself. You know, what is it is, if I want to do this, you got to change. And a lot of people don't want to make no changes. I've been in the church for years. And you know, one of the hardest things at any church or any religion is people do not like change, even when the change is for the better. And the reason a lot of times change do not work because change is not consistent. Transitions are, but change is not consistent. So, when you have that going on, watching that, and I started out how the butterfly is first a caterpillar. But when the butterfly makes its transition, it's not something that is real slow for them to get places, because they can fly now. They look different. They act different. They do things different because they made the transition. Or let me give you another example. After all, some of you might not know, and then others do know, that, you know, I have a grandson now. So happy for my grandson. He's one of the joy of all of our lives. And we certainly thank God that he's here, alive, healthy, and got nothing but potential in front of him. But every single day or every single week, you see changes happening in him. One minute he just looked. Next minute, he's able to make sounds. Next minute, he's able to crawl and pull himself up on different things. And it's amazing to watch the changes that are taking place in him. But it's also, all of us have to understand, he ain't gonna be a baby forever, because something is wrong if he's a baby forever. Eventually, he's gonna transition into, you know, a young adult, a teenager, a man, and all of these things, and he's gonna be totally different from what he is as a baby. I'm saying this in this coaching session. Wherever you want to go in life, it's not going to be because you make changes. It's going to be because you make transitions. All right, somebody said, well, what in the world is that? Let me give you an example. In this society we live in, and yes, we thank God for all the inventions and everything, but there are a host of weight loss drugs, weight loss shakes, pills, whatever you want to call it. Body makeovers, all of these things. We, you know, through the technology, all of these things exist in our society. And most people take the weight loss drug, weight loss pill, or some people even go surgery to change their physical makeup. And I'm not arguing with all of that. I'm just simply saying it's all out here. And they can literally change their looks in some days, in some weeks, and it's all happening. Now, I don't want you to go anywhere. I'm going to be right back to talk about what I was just talking about, and I'll be right back to talk to you. Welcome back. I left off talking about how all of the things that are out there for people to make changes. The various weight loss, shakes, pills. You can even go buy particular things from the store that maybe you can wrap around, you put on your leg, whatever. That could be your weight loss. You can actually go in and have surgery, and that can help you lose weight. And then some people are getting surgery to shape different things about their body. And not that I'm saying anything wrong with that, I'm just trying to make a point. Now, at the end of the day, when you do all of that changing, now here's where transition come in. You can lose the weight, but if you don't practice healthy things every day, then the weight is going to say, you ain't lost me, I come right back. Now, if you want to keep me where I am, you got to transition. You got to move to a whole different level. You've got to let it be a mindset that once I've got this under control, I'm going to practice these habits every single day, and that's something I don't have to deal with anymore. I just adopted in my own life. You know, I've always been the person that, you know, I want to improve every day. I want to continue to work on things that'll make me better until they become a habit, or they become a necessary way of thinking to live out my life. A healthy life is just not taking pills and all of these things that you think will make you get to where you want to go. And some of them do work, but the issue is, what are you going to do once you get there? Are you really going to be that person? Or are you just going to say, I'm good for 10 or 15 days, and then when somebody see you, they be like, what happened? What happened? So it's necessary in life that if you're going to be successful and happy with your life, you got to move from changes to transitions. Even as you age in life, how many people have we seen grown older and still trying to act like they're in their 20s? Not in your 20s. But you can enjoy your 40s. That there are things that you can do in your 40s you haven't even experienced yet. But while you're still trying to be in your 20s, don't care how many changes you make to look like you 20, still you 40. So it is important to understand that in this coaching session, you have to have a mindset to say, whether I'm going to make changes or I'm going to make transitions. Am I going to transform into something entirely, something that I've never experienced before, another level in life, greater things that I can do. And that's important, because none of the things you think you can do forever, they're not going to last, because changes are taking place. And the only way you're going to get an opportunity to enjoy each different segment in life is to continue to transform yourself into something that is consistent. It's not changing. It's something that's consistent that you practice every single day. Question was asked one time from a person that was trying to do something. And they say, I just get frustrated when I ain't excellent. I want to know how I'm excellent. You know, I'm trying to be the best I can be. I can do something and then I just think it ain't excellent, and therefore I just get frustrated. Well, I'm here to let you know you can fail your way to being excellent. Y'all didn't get that. I said fail your way to being excellent. Meaning that every failure, you learn something. And once you do it over and over again and you know not what to do for the failure, but you know what you should do to be excellent at it, that's something you have as a habit all of the time. It does not make any difference what your endeavor is in life, but if you got an excellent attitude about it, then you're going to win every single time. If you have an attitude that I'm going to go out there and do my best and I'm going to put all my effort in it, trust me, you're going to be at the top of the game all of the time, and that's all you can do. Now, people will make changes. They'll just change for this certain event or certain time, and then after the event or time is over, they resort back to what they were all of the time. You know, it's amazing. You can see people to dress up to go on a particular occasion and a party or whatever it is, and they all dressed up and they looking nice. Soon as the party over, soon as the event is over, they go back to looking like, I won't say anything about what they look like, but they look different. But the attitude is, when you practice that high level of excellence concerning how you look, then that should be seen in everything you do. I don't care if you're going to, you're going to the gym, everything you do is done with an excellent attitude. So I want to encourage you, stop making so many changes and make the changes that you can transition into something much more powerful and valuable for your life. An athlete, and they just go down. I don't care whether they're losing by 20 or winning by 20. They the same person all of the time. One of the greatest compliments I got in life from an individual, and I didn't know it at the time, but I can appreciate it now. That individual said to me, they said, well, at that particular time I was Pastor Jackson. They said, Pastor Jackson, the thing I love about you is you the same all of the time. And I told them, I don't know nothing else but to be the same all of the time. When they say I was the same all of the time, I'm the same driving individual, striving for higher goals, believing God for more of an excellent spirit all of the time. It does not matter what my surroundings are like. I've transformed into an individual that's going to be excellent all of the time. That I want to strive to have things the right way, because that's the individual I've transformed into. And it just, I changed into it. I transformed it. It became a part of my everyday walk. No matter what was happening, the transformation is made, and I am going to pursue it the same way every single time. And that's what's so exciting about what I'm talking about on today. When you learn the difference between changes and transition, that can make your life more powerful. I can just give you another example. Have you ever seen it where people, they may own an apartment and they treat the apartment the same way? They may not clean up, they may not do the various things that are necessary for their living condition. And then they get a house. How many times have you noticed that the house look like the apartment? They ain't transitioned into nothing. It looks the same way. If they're sloppy over here, they're gonna be sloppy over there. If they're not on time over here, they're not gonna be on time over there. They do it with a level of excellence over here, they're not gonna do it over there. Now they like to change. And see, people are changed when it fits that particular situation. They don't mean it, they just change to fit that situation. They might show up on time just to get what they want, but they're not an on-time person. They have not made that kind of transition. Kind of like so many times, people will pray when it's something they want, something they're going through, but the real individual that believe in the power of prayer, pray all the time. When it's good, when it's not so good, when I'm getting what I want, when I'm not getting what I want. I made the transition into prayer. So what are we saying here on Action Coaching today? Let's begin to understand the difference between change and transition. There are changes you can make in life, but just like everything else in life, changes are happening all of the time. But transition are fixed rules and habits that you do regardless of what's going on in your life. Hope you enjoyed it on today. Don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you. Welcome back to Action Coaching. I trust that you got some tips on today concerning change and transition. It will be a blessing to you to start practicing those things in your life. Great people have certain habits. Great people have transitioned into what they're striving to be. Unsuccessful people just make changes based on whatever the day is like. You're not going to make it that way. So I certainly want to encourage you to make sure you adopt those things in your life. I want to encourage you to sit down and sow a generous seed faith offering for the support of Action Coaching. We need your financial support because we want to expand Action Coaching and do bigger and better things. And we need your support to help us continue to expand Action Coaching. There's a link in my bio that will allow you an opportunity to sow a seed faith offering for the support of Action Coaching. I believe that God will bless you when you bless the message of Action Coaching, and I trust that you are going to help us on today. And there's a link in my bio that will give you a host of ways to sow unto Action Coaching. And I'm consistently praying that you get better in life, that these coaching sessions are good for you and are helpful. So once again, sow a generous seed faith offering on today. Some can sow 100, some can sow 200, some can sow 500. Well, every gift is appreciated, and we want you to sow it to Action Coaching. So go to that link and do it now and watch God continue to bless you in your life. Thank you so much, and we much appreciate your financial support. Now, before I leave you today, I want you to make sure that you stay tuned to Action Coaching, because we're announcing about our exciting Easter service that is going to take place. Yes, we're going to be in person. We're going to meet and greet one another. We're going to share the cause of Christ, and we're going to have an awesome time. It's going to be spectacular, and God is going to richly bless you. And I want to see you there, because God have gave me an exciting word about living life. And it's going to be a blessing to you. So I certainly want you to stay tuned to our social media, and we'll be giving you the time, the place, and all of the things that are related to the event. And we definitely want you to be there. Of course, shake my hand. Let me know you're putting the word in action. We're looking forward to seeing you there. Well, the Lord bless you. I certainly enjoyed sharing with you. And as I do each and every week, I want to encourage you. Share the word with a friend and keep the word in action.